Reading through the Bible, Exodus 22, beginning with verse 16, which has to do with social responsibility. If a man seduces a virgin who is not pledged to be married and sleeps with her, he must pay the bride price, and she shall be his wife. If her father absolutely refuses to give her to him, he must still pay the bride price for virgins. Do not allow a sorceress to live. Anyone who has sexual relations with an animal must be put to death. Whoever sacrifices to any god other than the Lord must be destroyed. Do not mistreat an alien or oppress him, for you were aliens in Egypt. Do not take advantage of a widow or an orphan. If you do, and they cry out to me, I will certainly hear their cry. My anger will be aroused, and I will kill you with a sword. Your wives will become widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to one of my people among you who is needy, do not be like a money lender. Charge him no interest. If you take your neighbor's cloak as a pledge, return it to him by sunset, because his cloak is the only covering he has for his body. What else will he sleep in? When he cries out to me, I will hear, for I am compassionate. Do not blaspheme God or curse the ruler of your people. Do not hold back offerings from your granaries or your vats. You must give me the firstborn of your sons. Do the same with your cattle and your sheep. Let them stay with their mothers for 7 days, but give them to me on the 8th day. You are to be my holy people. So do not eat the meat of an animal torn by wild beasts. Throw it to the dogs. In this section, we have the social responsibility. And you notice that if a person rapes a woman who is not pledged to be married, if she's a virgin, then he has to marry her and pay the bride price, whatever that is, that the father would demand. But if the father doesn't want her to marry him, then the woman goes free. But he still has to pay the price. And a sorceress is not supposed to live. And if anyone has sexual relations with animals, they are to be put to death. And you are not to mistreat aliens, because you were aliens in Egypt. And you must do good to orphans and widows, because they need help. And then if you lend money to a fellow Israelite, you are not supposed to charge interest. You're supposed to allow him to have it without any compensation. And then you're not supposed to blaspheme God or curse a ruler of your people. The tithe that comes from the granary and the vat is supposed to be paid. And then when you have firstborn of sons or animals, there must be some kind of compensation, because every firstborn son belongs to the Lord. And so you have to make a sacrifice of a lamb in place of that son. And then your cattle, they are to remain with their mother for 7 days, and then on the 8th day they can be sacrificed. And they are to be holy people. So those are some of the restrictions. It includes a lot of different areas. And some of these are recalled later. In verse 28, do not blaspheme God or curse the ruler of your people. Of course, blaspheming God demands that the person be executed. And you are not supposed to curse the ruler of your people. And we see that in the case of Paul in the New Testament, and in the case of Jesus when he is on trial, that law is brought up.